What's up, y'all? I'm Jordy, and today I'm using this very interesting Dialga team that also features Lilligant and Charizard. I'm not really sure who the main showcase is today. I'm just going to use whatever is best for each match. But I saw this team first on Jeans' channel, so I guess I'll link that, and I'll also link the creator down in the description below. Thank you very much for making this team, because it is a super cool team. We've got Groudon with Charizard, who can do big blasts with solar power. We got Groudon with Lilligant, who can coach the Groudon to give it a +1 attack and defense, or can entrain the Groudon to give it Chlorophyll, boosting its speed sky high, or it can defog, which does a few things. It removes screens on the opponent's side of the field, it removes the terrain, and it lowers the evasion of one foe, though we don't really have many low accuracy moves to take advantage of that. Here we have Dialga Origin Form with Telepathy. That is why this Groudon has Earthquake, because you can pair that Earthquake with this Dialga. Dialga doesn't take any damage. You can also pair this Discharge from Raging Bolt with either an Unterrad Groudon or Dialga and take no damage. Raging Bolt and Walking Wake are just good mons that take advantage of the sun. This Walking Wake also has Sunny Day in case you want to go for Sunny Day turn 1 next to like a Charizard, or if you expect the opposing team to have Weather Control and you want to reset that. Anyway, this team looks super fun, very off meta. I don't know how great it'll do, depends on the matchups, I guess. But let's get on into it. Alright, we've got Cali Ice Miraidon, Iron Valiant, Rock Pond, Iron Hands for Rigorat. Nothing crazy, nothing that really takes terrain on our end, so they're going to have terrain control, but nothing really that takes weather on their end, so we're going to have weather control. Maybe I want to just go Lilligant. Oh, actually, I can take terrain control because I have Defog. That's what that's for. Okay. Okay, we go mention that in the intro. All right. Groudon Lilligant sounds fun. But let's put Lilligant on the left because it's going to move first. And no, Groudon's big. Groudon goes on the left because he's big. All right. Trick Room may happen, may not happen. I think us having Dialga is pretty good either way. Thunderclap may not be very useful, but a booster speed could be. What's the speed on our Dialga anyway? Quite slow, but not going to be necessarily slower than their team. Okay. Since we have Trick Room control, I think having something fast is valuable. This feels right to me. Yeah, this feels right. Alright, so we can take terrain away. We can coaching up. We can make Groudon fast. Ha! Kieran. Ha! Great trainer card. Creepy Mask. A Master Ball, that must be... Oh, it's got an upside. What do you know? Looks like somebody wants to set Trick Room. I don't think I Terra here. I think I throw high horsepower at their horse. And get a coach up. If I had Precipice Blades, I would click Precipice Blades here, but it's Earthquake High Horse. Earthquake's a great combo with Dialga, but not such a great combo with Lilligant. Alright, let's see what they do. If they go straight for a Glacial Lance, I'm gonna scream. I didn't want to click Terra because I was worried they... I don't think they're going to Glacial Lance this turn, basically. Here, have a high horsepower. Cool. They just tricked me. That's cool with me. Now I can Earthquake. Probably bring in Dialga. I don't know if Dialga's going to take Glacial Lances particularly well. Terrafire Earthquake for sure. That should knock out my own Lilligant, which is the problem. So I think I need to go into Dialga anyway. Even if I'm not super confident that it can take all these Glacial Lances. I need to click Earthquake because if they follow me, I need to take out the Ogerpon. And if they don't follow me, and they go for like Ivy Cudgel into Groudon to double up in cover for the Terra, then I really need to hit the Ogerpon. Again, if I had Precipice Blades, I might just go for that. Okay, it is follow me. Doesn't really matter what Ogerpon did there as long as it didn't protect. And it is Glacial Lance, and Dialga takes just under half, 100 damage. That's pretty nice. Groudon does a big chunk that looks like high horsepower range to me. Iron Hands. Alright, well we double protect the Fake Out turn, stall out Trick Room a little bit. I imagine the Fake Out would be going into Groudon for sure. We get to see a Terra, which is interesting. What Terra are you? Grass? Water. Water. I guess that's to live a Steel move, so you might be going Fake Out plus not KOing Dialga? Glacial Lance again, maybe? Let's Fake Out into Groudon. High horsepower into Groudon. Makes sense, that's your biggest damage move. No Fake Out. Just Drain Punch into Dialga. Okay. I think I need to click Earthquake. I need to click Earthquake here. Wind Punch probably KOs. We're on 2 turns of Trick Room. So honestly, I'm gonna click High Horsepower into their horse. And bring in Lilligant. Lilligant can take 1 hit. I don't think they're gonna double into the Dialga slot. They're not gonna Glacial Lance Drain Punch. High horsepower might be enough to take out their horse as well, which would be awesome. High horsepower into us, we're not even at half. Beautiful. The low kick doesn't even 2-shot Lilligant. Nice. High horsepower finishes their horse. Beautiful. Though the position now is a little bit awkward. Well, it's not that awkward, because if they have Miraidon left and it's choiced, what can you even do? Because all you're going to be able to do is hit with Iron Hands and then get Earthquake. If I lose Sun, I still have Booster Energy here, which I believe is Speed. Yep, trained correctly. Yeah, so with one more Trick Room turn, I'm just going to click Earthquake. And I guess I go into Dialga. I could very easily lose Dialga here, but it's maybe losing Dialga is a lot better than definitely losing Lilligant. Low kick into Groudon, won't do it at +1 defense. Perfect. Thank you for not critting, because that was pretty low. +1 Earthquake takes Miraidon, right? And hands! Yo! Groudon, chill! Let's go! Let's go! Let's really go! Thank you for that Trick Room, I guess. Ooh, Lilligant, Groudon, let's go. Everybody laugh at Kieran. Alright, we've got Ho-Oh, Cali Ice, Rillaboom, Water Pond, Ting-Lu, and Overquill. That's all physical mons as far as I can tell, so Coaching goes hard. Coaching goes so hard here. The biggest threat to Groudon, if I Terra Fire, would probably be Ting-Lu, maybe Water Pond. I guess Cali Ice isn't unthreatening. I don't hate Charizard here. I just don't love it. We're not even super fast. Dialga doesn't do much. But having all special attackers left against Tinglu is a little annoying, so I think Wake is fine. It's a little awkward against Ogerpon. I guess Raging Bolt is fine. Thunderclap is good into Ho-Oh. We can hit Ogerpon. Tinglu is just the issue. With Tinglu being the issue, maybe it is Charizard. Charizard at least is in the air. Charizard doesn't get offensively threatened too much here. I'm going to bring Charizard. I'm not 100% sure it's the play, but I'm bringing Charizard instead of Dialga. Good trainer card. City Skyline. I'll take it. And we've got Calyrex with Rillaboom. Take out Trick Room. Classic. I think I just popped Terra Fire on Groudon immediately. While I could protect Poaching, I want offensive pressure if they go Fake Out into Lilligant. So I'm going to just rip a Heat Crash into Rilla. I'm going to Terra, Heat Crash the Rillaboom, who is the least threat. Never mind, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to Terra, High Horsepower the Calyrex. Go for a Coaching. As long as I'm fighting Trick Room teams, I don't see any need to use Entrainment. Alright. Alright, Callie, do your worst. Except don't. Just do something silly. Alright, Fake Out was into Lilligant. Lilligant's not going to be able to do anything if they just Trick Room here. Not in love with that. Leftovers Calyrex. Interesting. I guess I lose Lilligant and bring in Charizard. I'm going to Heat Crash the Rilla. Probably lose my Lilligant. But I'm going to go for a Coach on Groudon. They might want a High Horsepower instead of Glacial Lance here. They target down Groudon, Lilligant gets to live. Maybe they expect Lilligant to have Protect. I don't even have Protect. They Leech Seed Groudon. I don't mind that. That gives me a Coaching boost. And I was actually slower than your Rilla this whole time. Which we both should have known from ability activation turn 1, but I wasn't paying any attention. Here, have some attack and defense, Groudon. It's a little awkward with how much that Calyrex is healing. And taking Chip on Groudon isn't great, now that I've stacked this +1/+1 on it. They don't hit Lilligant 2 more times, we can be back at Sash. Leech Seed, Trick Room, most likely protect Glacial Lance? Maybe they don't have anything to hit Groudon with? I don't want to hard swap in Charizard, it'll take too much damage to be able to get a hit off. Here is a Ho-Oh, which we're not going to be able to do anything to. So I'm just going to High Horsepower the Calyrex for some damage. I'll throw another Coaching out. Maybe they miss Sacred Fire. Okay, they just click Glacial Lance here. That's valid. High horsepower does almost half to Cali, but it's not gonna... Why would you whirlwind me? I was seated! Well, I don't get to choose who it goes into. Charizard. You know, I don't mind Charizard. I'm gonna go into Groudon because we have Protect. Two turns of Trick Room remain. I think I'll just try to live through this one. I didn't Terra anything yet. I'm just gonna Heat Wave. High horsepower the Calyrex. If they Protect, they're just selling out their own Trick Room. Alright, finally we see Terra. Most likely a Terra on Calyrex. Until Water, makes sense. So you're not confident you're gonna take out Charizard then. This one Glacial Lance might. It does! Oh, that's so bad. And they have Life Dew! Oh, oh my goodness! Leech Seed, Leftovers, Grassy Terrain, and Life Dew. Incredible. Alright, last turn of Trick Room. I think I Thunderclap here to try to pin the Calyrex down. I'll just Heat Crash the Ho-Oh because I don't want to Protect this turn. Then next turn I can go for Discharge Protect. Maybe. Wonder if it's worth it to Discharge myself even. I expect the Cali here to either Protect or try to set up Leech Seed to avoid Thunderclap. They just Protect. That's perfect. Maybe they're gonna Life Dew again. I'm just trying to do some damage to this Ho-Oh. Rocky Helmet Ho-Oh. Oh, great. Sacred Fire into Raging Bolt. That's negligible. Alright, now we get into a little bit of an awkward position where I think I need to discharge my own Groudon. Alright, we see the Groudon's faster. Then Raging Bolt. Let me just double check the numbers. I need to discharge High Horsepower. Cali Swap. Fine. Into who? And does this double up take it? No, definitely not. Probably the worst thing to see. Another Sacred Fire into Bolt. No burn, please. Well, you were gonna get the burn eventually. Discharge, super awkward. Maybe I can get a Para on the Ho-Oh. And not the Groudon. Oh my goodness! Para on just the Groudon. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. So I need to get rid of this Tinglu now. I'm gonna Draco High Horsepower it. They're gonna Life Dew with Ho-Oh. Not a surprise there. I don't want to get Thunderclapped. Really wish I had Thunderbolt right now. Ooh, big damage from Draco. Ah, but they have Earthquake. Oh no! There we go. GG. I knew Tinglu would be a problem. I knew it. Terra really hurt me too. Of course I would paralyze myself. Of course I would get into a position where I have to spread move myself and get paralyzed. But anyway, GG. Alright, we've got Miraidon, Kali, Ice. They've got Grimmsnarl for screens, presumably. Incineroar. Urshifu, I would guess Water. And Ursaluna, Bear. The Guts version. Good Trick Room partner. They could have Fake Out on Grimmsnarl, since they seem to be leaning a little into the Trick Room mode. So be careful about that. I think Groudon's fantastic here, especially with some coaching boosts. So I'm just going to go straight into that. The other option is Charizard lead with Groudon, because of the Charizard's offensive pressure, but I have nothing to protect myself from the Fake Outs, and there could be two of them. I think Dialga with its Fairy Terra is pretty nice. I don't know if I'll be able to save Terra for that, but it's nice. And then outside of Trick Room, Walking Wake goes insane here. It can resist Urshifu. It can... What do we got? Draco, Hydro Steam, and Sunny Day? Yeah, it can one-shot the Bear, one-shot the Incineroar, one-shot the Miraidon, maybe. Pretty solid. I don't want another ground weakness. I wonder if I want Charizard just to be immune to ground. It's probably not worth it. I don't think Charizard's awful in this matchup, but I don't think it's worth enough. They're very likely to get Trick Room up. Ha! Everybody laugh at Kieran. Grimmsnarl, Calyrex. Alright, there might be a Fake Out here. Might be a screen. Really hope there's not just a Glacial Lance. I think they want Trick Room really bad, especially versus my team. I'm gonna click High Horsepower. I can't afford to Terra Ghost, because I need to Terra Fire later. I wonder if it's ever worth it to pull Terra Fire right now. I don't know that it is. I'm just gonna High Horsepower coaching. Cali Protect is super interesting. They just set Reflect. Okay. That is super interesting. The Reflect is going to slow me down, but that gives me an extra coaching boost. I could also defog, but you'll just put it right back up. I think it is time to Terra Fire. Because defog will remove their screens. But if I'm not going to take out Grimmsnarl, like I think I'm just going to try to bully them with as many boosts as I can get. I think that's a bigger priority. If I defog, I'll get one hit with them not having Reflect, but they'll still have Grimmsnarl. Alright, they're going to defensive Terra. Do you have Grass, maybe? Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay. Now I want to know the Heat Crash damage. Horsepower does nothing. Spirit Break into Lilligant. Okay. You're not gonna let it do another move. Glacial Lance. Okay. That's not so bad. You get an attack boost off of that, but you didn't set up Trick Room. I think I just bring in Dialga. Alright, Heat Crash is base 40. All my moves are stab. In the sun it's 60. So High Horsepower is less than 50. So So I guess Heat Crash is still more. I'll just Flash Cannon the Grim. There's probably a Light Screen here. Yeah, they're just gonna protect. Maybe Light Screen, maybe Spirit Break. Just stall a turn. I don't want to get Spirit Breaked. I wonder how much Flash Cannon does. If it puts it into a range where I'm sure Earthquake will do it, I might Earthquake. Super sure. It is a +2 Earthquake. I think I'll go for the Earthquake here. And Dragon Pulse is a little bit more. Flash Cannon can lower special defense. I'm going to go for Dragon Pulse. They probably have clear amulet most of the time anyway. +1 high horsepower I don't think will take Dialgo. +1 Glacial Lance. Ooh, they're going to Thunder Wave Groudon. Okay. Here's a Dragon Pulse. That's decent damage. And you are now faster than my Groudon. Glacial Lance does a little over half to Dialgo. Here's an Earthquake. Calyrex is getting beat up, slowly but surely. Now I want Trick Room. Who is this? Miraidon. We've already used Terra. Sun is wearing off. I think I want to protect Groudon from the incoming Draco Meteor so I can hit them with a Draco Meteor. And I will try to Trick Room. I don't expect that they let me. I think this is probably Draco my Groudon, Glacial Lance again. Electro Drift into Groudon. Yeah, that works too. And Glacial Lance. I guess the question is Draco Meteor gonna KO Miraidon through Light Screen? My guess is no. And then we get knocked out by Electro Drift. The Reflect did wear off. I think I just go for Heat Crash, Calyrex, Draco, Miraidon. Their last mon, not really super important if I don't get this off. I may not get this off. This Draco Meteor might not do it behind Light Screen. And then Electro Drift takes Groudon, Glacial Lance takes Walking Wake, and we lose this one. But it's going to be close. Draco Meteor is a very powerful move, but we don't have a boosting item. Calyrex protecting doesn't change anything. That's fine. I need to take out this Miraidon. Do I get the KO? That's not even close. Are you Assault Vest? You might not knock out Groudon. You do knock out Groudon. That did no damage. That did absolutely nothing. How are you that bulky and still strong enough to knock out a Groudon? Miraidon insane, huh? We got like almost max HP. Wow. They're +2, that'll one-shot. So my play is crit 3 Draco Meteors in a row. First one's into Calyrex. Did not crit. Good game. Because if we crit that one and they don't knock us out... Electro Drift. Is this going to knock us out too? They have to be a boosting item. How bulky are they? Are they just max HP Miraidon or something? That's kind of insane. 'Cause they didn't even need the light screen to live that. Wow. GG. Alright, we are fighting Miraidon, Cali Ice with Pelipper. No! Urshifu for Rigorath. and Rock Pond. Okay, Pelipper's maybe the one worst thing ever to see in the history of this team. Electric Terravolt could be funny though. Okay. Maybe we could control Trick Room with Dialga. Pair it with Raging Bolt, I think, is the combo. Get Trick Room up, spam discharges, at least partially threaten that Miraidon in some way. Groudon in the back seems fine. Come in late game, maybe actually have the Sun. And finally, I'm leaning Walking Wake. Lilligant doesn't seem particularly useful, especially if they're going to have Rain and Trick Room and an Ice Rider. Charizard needs weather to thrive, and even in weather, it's not good against Rock Pond or Miraidon. So I think these are the four. I think this is the strategy. I'm most worried about if there's a Miraidon lead, what I need to do to handle that, because I could Terra Bolt to live a Draco, or I could Terra Dialga. Ooh, shiny Roaring Moon. Cool trainer card. It's Miraidon Urshifu. Okay, well I can shut down Urshifu pretty easily with Thunderclap. Especially if they're a Scarf set. I think I go for Trick Room without Terra. And go for a Terra Thunderclap into Urshifu. It's kind of a 50-50 what they go for here with their Miraidon. If I expect... Okay, Urshifu swap, that's fine. Into Pelipper. Ooh, Discharge would have been nice here. It's kind of weird to bring in Pelipper here, though. Unless maybe you're taking out Raging Bolt? But if you fear Grout... Do you not fear Groudon? Groudon's gonna show up at some point. Surely. Thunderclap, nothing. No Terra from the Miraidon. Draco into Bolt, which we can eat thanks to Terra. And here, have a Trick. Now, do you Draco again, leaving yourself vulnerable? I'm going to click Discharge for sure. No question about that. I think I also Dragon Pulse the Miraidon. There's a chance there's Sash Pelipper, and I should double that. There's a chance they just stay in with Miraidon, though. I think Pelipper is enough of a threat that I'm willing to throw 2 moves into it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, good. Miraidon just swapped anyway. Who into, though? Is it Urshifu? It is Urshifu. Oh, nice. Oh, very, very nice. Here, Raging Bolt, have a double KO. Because that's the Sash right there. Beautiful. Who is their last? Kali Ice Mount, maybe? That could be a threat now that I've put Trick Room up. But I took Weather Control. I have Groudon to help against the Miraidon. As long as Trick Room is still up, that'll be very valid. And even if it's not, because they're not going to KO Groudon if they click an electric move and lock into it. And with the Draco Meteor damage and then immediately swapping, that feels specs. I'm thinking Flash Cannon and Thunderclap into Cali Ice. And Cali Ice is the bigger threat here, since Miraidon cannot swap out anymore. We're gonna see a Terra from the Miraidon, probably? No, it's from the Cali into Grass. Alright, you resist the Thunderclap now. Pretty solid play. Quite scary play, if I'm being honest. It's a Flash Cannon. I am slower than the Calyrex, unless they're reversing Trick Room. Or not. You get a +1 boost, which I don't love. Are you going to click Draco Meteor? Electro Drift. That's not going to do it. Whoo, boy. It's going to bring it close, though. .222 special attack. Do I think Dragon Pulse is going to do it to Miraidon? I think so. I'm going to go in with Groudon here. Two turns of Trick Room. So I Dragon Pulse into the Miraidon. That needs to KO. And I just protect Groudon for now. I don't get the KO on Miraidon. I'm in huge trouble. But this is such a strong move. Yeah, it gets it. Perfect. Glacial Lance, you're going to take out Dialga. But I get a chance to double protect with Groudon. If I don't get the double protect with Groudon, I do get the protect with Walking Wake guaranteed. That'll get me out of Trick Room, and I'll get one Draco Meteor to do a little under half. Probably not enough. This might come down to whether Groudon gets the double here. Trick Room's a little annoying for this team, I gotta admit. Let me make sure I'm not crazy. This is the last turn of Trick Room. Yes, it is. So I need to protect everybody. I failed the double protect and probably lose. But we get to Draco Meteor this thing. If I had a fire move instead of Sunny Day, this wouldn't be so bad. But Glacial Lance, now that they're at +2, I believe, it's definitely going to do it. Alright, Walking Wake, you got this. You so got this. Right? You got this. I think Walking Wake's got this. Yeah, Draco Meteor is such a strong move. Let's go. Let's just hit it. Ooh, that's not even close. Oh no. Oh no. Alrighty. Cali Ice, a problem for this team, admittedly. But it was a fun match. Good game. Came down to the wire. Came down to me not having Flamethrower. Great trainer card, too. And we are back. That was a lot of Cali Ice Riders, I'd say. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I had a ton of fun, even though... I mean, all the matches were pretty close. Except one. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe to my channel. And anyways, I'm Jordy. And, alright. Peace.